Hello, my beautiful rainbow people. Welcome back to the Pot Smoker's Bible. My name is Zion. I'm the author of the Pot Smoker's Bible, which contains the prophetic book of Zion, where I get my name and authority. It comes from the Ketuvim, or Old Testament of the Jewish Tanakh, or Torah. But I use the King James Version Christian Bible to put together the prophecy of Israel from the scattered testimony of the various Old Testament prophets. It became the Book of Zion. I found contained within the Book of Zion a set of instructions that I was to follow in order to fulfill the prophecy as written. And because I was uniquely qualified to do so, I did. And to complete my final thing on my to-do list to become the Zion of the Most High God of Israel, all I'm required to do is to publish peace, which is exactly what I'm doing here on YouTube and social media by reading to you from the manuscripts that I have written. And today I'm reading to you from the 27th chapter of the Pot Smoker's Bible, which is the dissertation and commentary to the Book of Zion, which is the prophecy of Israel, as foretold in the words of the prophets themselves. And the 27th chapter of the Pot Smoker's Bible contains the 24th and final chapter of the prophecy of Israel, known as the Book of Zion. And I'm going to take up where I left off last time. It goes like this. By the time we get to Zion, those local weavers will have had time to figure out how to make cloth. The carpenters will, of course, know how to build looms. We will have the means to clothe ourselves forever. Fuck fashion. Who wants carbon copies of anything? Our mass production of fashion is nothing more than a bankroll for designers. Sorry, people. You make pretty stuff, but you're killing us. You're part of the system that destroyed our future. And we don't need your one style fits all for the next 4 months. Bullshit world. I think that today's designers' minds are a waste of talent. Art is individual to the artist. If we all wear one artist's work, we are missing a world of design possibilities. Give me a cathartic mix of designs and see just how beautiful fashion can truly be. I personally don't want to see my clothes on someone else. I want my outfit to be unique both to myself and the person who created it, because it belongs to us both. I want my dressmaker to sew my dress to fit my body, not my body type. I want my very own clothes to reflect my sense of fashion, not someone else's. Luckily for us, these weavers already exist. My niece got married at a Renaissance fair. Weavers worked ancient looms and sold beautiful homespun cloth and clothes. So our textile guild already exists in a loose form. We have the means to take control of our vital needs. We just have to organize. All we truly lack is the will to organize and actualize our desired outcome. We have the means to know how to provide for our basic needs. We either already have the skills or we can learn those skills here and now. Until now, we haven't known who we are or what we are. Now, in order to ensure the best future for our children, we must find the will to become our own masters. Even as we must change our minds before we can break bad habit, we must start our social revolution from our local place. Our local people all changes begin locally in order to change reality. You need only change one thing about it at a time. Change is a single act. You change one thing at a time. And even a domino chain falls one domino at a time, one tile at a time. Change one aspect of a thing, and it changes the entire thing forever. Zionite people are scattered throughout the entire population. Each family has at least one. Every village and town and city has a hidden population of Zionites. These people already have a black market, per se, an infrastructure of social order. They gather in small friendship groups called that overlap. Each Zionite interacts with one or more from these local groups, intertwining the groups into a loose affiliation. These small groups provide some protection from the state. But with no organization, all the groups are vulnerable. On the day that these friendship groups organize into a political unit, the state will cease to be in a position to wage its so-called war on drugs, which is in reality a war waged against these small groups. The day we stand united is the day that we win the war on drugs. And that is because every person in the local group will be will then form a safeguard for the others. No more narcs to point fingers. No more allowing illegal police actions like unconstitutional search warrants or the no-knock warrants. Serious. And these so-called search warrants are issued ad hoc by judges who disregard the Bill of Rights. No action pertaining to the use of drugs is a valid action because of the Bill of Rights. When we stand together to prevent violations of our rights, those violations will end. So it is our civic duty to stand between the corrupt police and their acts of violations. Nonviolent protests and becoming human shields will prevent the authorities from doing further violations. It will force through peaceful means the issues that condone those violations of our innate constitutional rights. So the next time you hear about a bust or see one going down, stop, disrupt, voice your right to defend your fellow citizen. Tell the cops, the pigs with badges, they're violating the Constitution and should cease and desist this illegal action. Imagine the looks on their faces if we want to end the war on drugs. We have to act by doing non-violent civil disobedience. We can make a clear, righteous stand for true freedom and true justice for all Americans and gray the world over. And by gray, I mean people who use drugs. We must act now. We must enter the now and win the battle from the very place it came from. We decide by our actions or lack thereof what will happen in the physical world. So we must choose our actions wisely in order to safeguard our future. By acting in accordance with the laws of the land. The Bill of Rights in America, for example, We are denying our enemies the right to do so. We take the high moral ground. Our enemies are left with the facts that do not justify their actions. We use truth, law, and order to justify our right, and by doing so, deny our enemies their unlawful actions. When drug users stand together in nonviolent protest of each known violation of our rights, we will be heard. Society will have no choice but to enter the debate. We, by our actions, create. Our protest of violation of constitutional law will create a means for us to gain the right to drug use. We must stand together and declare to all, we are good, we are peaceful, and we have the right to exist. As things are now, we Zionites feel as though we are powerless in the face of police actions. But that's an illusion. We are gray. We are a minority group. We are a unique form of American. We can become what we are in prophecy: a people, a nationality, a nation. We are unique, but we are not powerless. I have read that 2 out of 5 people use drugs in one form or another. That would qualify them as Zionite. Well, that's not the majority by any means. Or is it? When you look closer at those other 3, well, they are far less united than we too are because of statistics. You see, those 3 are probably, on at least one level, enemies. In religion, one is Hebrew based, one is Oriental based, and one doesn't believe in anything. In politics, one is tribal or third world, one is a liberal, and the other is a conservative. Economically, one is rich, one is middle class, and one is poor. The 2 Zionites can belong to any combination of these subsets and still be a Zionite, united in the face of the other 3 who have nothing in common at all. So we 2 Zionites, who seem to be the minority, are in reality a majority because they can cooperate. So we are powerless until we act. If we act as one united, organized unit, set up to not fail before the first visible act is taken, then we cannot fail. But we first must organize. For the people of Zion, that means throwing a party. But not a party. We must be what the prophecy makes us. If we use it as I have, then we follow the threefold God's plan. We celebrate our unique form of Sabbath. We get together at sundown on Friday, and we have a feast with song, dance, and drugs, which we dedicate to the threefold God. We use the Sabbath to actualize, to realize our identity. We party, therefore we are gray. Our party is a unique ritual that is our unique creation. It comes from our joy of life. It unites us in solidarity, expressed in music. If you want to see us as we truly are, go to a party. Feel the music, listen to the voices present. Not the words, but the sounds as they merge. This sound is the the vibrations of our emotions in the field of energy we create in our transcendent state. I'm going to stop there for the day. So may the Grey watch over you, guide you, protect you, and keep you from all harm. May they teach you right from wrong, and may you be worthy of them. May your thoughts, words, and deeds reflect truth, good, and light, the unicorn way. Find your joy and pursue it. Make that your guild choice when we get to Camp Zion. If you use drugs, stay happy and high. You have every right and reason to. Believe me, I know. I wrote 2 books about it. My name is Zion. I love you way too much to ever say goodbye. So I'm going to say later now.